Back to Monstervision host Professor Joe Bob Briggs, and they live on TNT.
All right, Joe Bob Briggs and Roddy Piper are still here. It's hanging out on Monstervision, and the message of that movie is, all right, they're different, let's kill them. And in the end, our hero exposes the remaining aliens by destroying their hypnotic transmitter. You didn't really seem to get the moment of glory that Arnold Schwarzenegger got in Terminator 2 with his thumbs up from the pool of molten lead.
You know what they did on that last shot there where all the fireworks are going off and I, boom, I come down and I shoot the satellite. The guy, all day he's been talking about pirate, big guy. You know, the bigger they are. Stop, Rod. Yeah, I've been doing this for 20 years. And what they did is they put 5 hits on me and they put them on backwards. So they exploded into me. And yeah, so what you saw there, the pain in my face was real. And that's just what happened. I want to clear some of Carpenter, though. Carpenter is a great director. He was smart enough to keep me in a box so I didn't go over the top, and he did a good job.
That's a great performance in that movie.
That's
Terminator 2, 1991, right?
Yep.
They Live, 1988. Kind of the same story, right? Directed by trendsetter John Carpenter. And by the way, next week is sex ed night here at Joe Bob Summer School.
Can I come back?
Yeah, you can come back.
Thank you very much.
We'll be showing...
I'll just be in the closet there.
We'll be showing Poison Ivy featuring Spicy Babe, Drew Barrymore, and Poison Ivy 2 with the equally spicy Alyssa Milano. And our guest lecturer next week is Nancy Friday. She's the author of those SEX books.
Ooh.
They're the ones you found in your mom's nightstand drawer. I don't know if you ever read those, Roddy. Meanwhile...
National Geographic was my big...
Oh, okay. Roddy Piper is sticking around with us for our next flick, Immortal Combat, a sensitive romantic tale about ancient Mayan steroid monster zombie kung fu killers living in a Caribbean jungle where they are being trained to become the new Iraqi army.
Thank you, Bob Joe.
Sure, we've seen that before, right? But have we seen it with Roddy Piper in a starring role and with Meg Foster sleeping with all the steroidal warriors before they're chased down, executed, and restored to life with voodoo drugs? I think not. I don't think we've seen that. Roddy, where was this movie actually shot?
In Villahermosa, Mexico, right on the border of Guatemala.
See? Why can't we shoot this show in some Club Med spot like that? Was that a nice place to work?
Oh, it was horrible.
Horrible.
Oh, yeah. I hate snakes,
and you
especially the well-dressed kind, you know.
Yeah. But you had problems down there?
Problems? Are you kidding me? Excuse me, Rod, back up just down that jungle path, just a little more in the jungle. Did you see that, Sammy? That gringo's stupid enough to come down here. You know, I had a ball.
Somebody told me the locals almost killed your bodyguard.
Yeah, they hung him.
They hung him?
They hung him, yeah. Well, the well hung. He got pulled up on the rope, and what happened. It's a long story, but he said...
Why do you have a bodyguard? How tough does that guy have to be?
It's more a convenience, you know. People are pretty nice to me. They don't mean no harm, but every once in a while you get a guy with alcohol guts, and I don't want to get sued.
Oh, and so the other guy beats him up.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. And then I call him an independent contractor, like promoters call me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How many wrestlers worked on this flick? Because I remember Tiny Lister shows up here.
But Tiny Lister's not a wrestler. He did that No Holds Barred with Hogan, but he's mainly an actor. And as far... my bodyguard, he's a boxer.
So you're the only wrestler?
Yeah, I'm the only wrestler on
all right. Well, let's do those drive-in totals, and when we'll get to it. 30 dead bodies. 2 breasts. We won't be showing those, unfortunately, in the TNT version. Neck snapping, sword fighting, killer Chippendale dancer, headbutting, throwing stars to the forehead, dart to the head, throat ripping, flaming Mayan, and that is not a cocktail. 15 kung fu scenes, 3 stars. Check it out, and we'll be here with Roddy Piper the whole way through.
Hi, I'm Reno, the Monstervision mail girl. And in case you don't know, Monstervision is also on the internet, and it's updated every week. To find us, go to tnt.turner.com/Monstervision, and you'll see our horrible lead stories of the week. In fact, you might even find out something about me. Pleasant dreams.
See Reno deliver the Monstervision fan mail to Joe Bob Briggs every Saturday night on TNT. Back to Monstervision host Professor Joe Bob Briggs and Immortal Combat on TNT.
Roddy, I think you're even better in this flick. Did you study acting at all?
God bless you.
Did you study acting between the They Live and this movie?
I studied acting before They Live, but this one I just won. winging a prayer.
I can't understand a single word Sonny Chiba is saying. You must have had to learn your lines straight through, because from what I can make out, he just talks gibberish. Were there times you had to stop filming and say, Sonny, what? What are you saying?
He was studying English real hard and wanted to break through as an American actor. He's quite a big name in Japan. And so he was taking speech lessons at the time. And that means he had to go to the bathroom. And he would have an interpreter there, and he would go through it. But his acting ability, you know, he had so much experience that he was right there. Just the words could come.
He just couldn't say the words.
Yeah, well, there's marbles, you know.
There's one thing I always wondered. Is the headbutt an official kung fu move? Because you see it in these movies.
Yeah, that's something I use a lot. It's just real convenient, quick,
Yeah.
and satisfactory. It's kind of like a little sex, you know?
Well, we're going to watch Roddy kick some more butt, and we're going to watch Sonny sit in the Japanese samurai temple with his sword and grimace a lot. And Roddy will try and explain all that at the next break. So
betcha.
roll the movie. I think Meg Foster...
You like Meg, don't you?
I like Meg.
Yeah, I noticed
But I think she looks a lot like that actress, Kirstie Alley. Well, actually, I think Kirstie Alley looks like a man dressed up like Meg Foster.
All right. Well, can I work on that on the break? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Watch the movie, okay? We're working on that.
All right.
Oh, I see we have some comedians in the audience. Well, we have an outlet for all that destructive energy, young man and young woman. Just enter our Monstervision caption contest and try to make the six-headed jury laugh. And the winner gets our exclusive Monstervision t-shirt, plus the scorn of all the sore losers. Just go to tnt.turner.com/Monstervision, and maybe you can prove just how hysterically funny your mom never realized you are.
Play the Monster Caption Contest and win a free t-shirt at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. Back to Monstervision host Professor Joe Bob Briggs and Immortal Combat on TNT.
Did you notice that both Immortal Combat and They Live have little nods to the gay guys? You know, is it? In that last one, we had Meg Foster's nosy neighbors in their coordinated Hawaiian shirts, right? And here in this one, you have Hotel Boy making eyes at your chest. You know, was doing that scene a little uncomfortable at all?
I've been wearing a kilt since I've been 5, man.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Come on,
You get that on.
There you go, baby. You happy? All right, I'm out of here. Yeah.
Well, after all these years, you have to have done so many fights that I dare you to remember some of the promotions you've done, all right? There got to be fans that come up to you and say, hey, I remember that time you wrestled that guy and he gouged your eye. You have no idea what they're talking about, right?
Not a clue. I tell you, how much time we got?
We got a minute.
We got a minute? I tell you, one time, I'm about 17, 18 years old. I'm finished the night before, and the promoter says to me, tomorrow you're fighting the Bear, some guy named Bear Man. Yeah. Boom, I'm out. Come back the next day. It's in Fresno, California. I go up, and in a cage, is this bear. It's a black bear, and it's named Victor. This is God's truth.
A real bear.
No, a bear. A guy with a bear suit on. Yeah. Yes, a real bear.
Said some guy named Bear.
Well, that's what I thought. He said the bear, so I wasn't nervous about it because I thought some guy named Bear, right? But it was a bear. And so this it gets out of the cage and comes up, and it's got no teeth out here, no toothless. It's got a muzzle on. Its claws are declawed. They tell you don't hit the bear because he hits your back. You're not in good shape. And so they give the bear a pint of wild turkey. The bear goes, and just drops it. Then they give him a Coke. Boom, drops it. Now the bear is ready to wrestle. I'm looking at this. So you got to be kidding me, man. No, listen, just go in there and just... So I have a buddy of mine, God bless you, Jay York. He's not with us anymore. And he slaps me in the bum and he says, go get him, man. Yeah, go get him. Yeah. All right. So I get out there, and what the trainer does, he hits the bear in the back, and the bear gets up, and you're supposed to get underneath and snatch onto the bear. And I get underneath, and you get underneath? Just relax, Joe Bob.
I'm the bear?
You're the bear. And I get underneath. No, I'm the bear. And the bear all of a sudden And he goes around behind, and the guy had slapped me with honey in the bum. Well, the bear was out for lunch. Hey, boo-boo, let's get some picnic basket. Now, this bear decided he was going to have lunch, and I'm screaming and hitting and pulling fur. And by this time, people were crying. They were laughing so hard. And 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes, now they're going, oh, come on, get the bear off the kid. And I had to come in, dart the bear, and get him off me. It's a true story.
And how much did they pay you for that?
$25. Boy, I had a
man.
stuntman. Say,
You have had a life, I tell you.
Yeah, not a good one. But
Well, the perky Kim Morgan Green
Yes.
is Karen Keeler in this movie, who looks cute in that hat and even better in that bath towel. And I have a feeling she's going to be the romantic interest since she hates you so much right now. So am I onto something there?
Well, I'm not going to tell you. You gotta
All right,
watch the
let's
movie.
check it out. Roll the movie.
Well, it's that time again, isn't it? Time for all the cyber people to assemble in Joe Bob's rec room and basically act like 47 rhesus monkeys all trying to speak at the same time. We do have a cyber boss in there, but he's about as effective as a wino working guard duty at the package store. If you're going to go in there, I would advise you to wear a helmet and a cup. Good luck. TNT.Turner.com/Monstervision. It's a group grope.
Come meet all the Monstervision fans in our chat room at TNT.Turner.com/Monstervision. Back to Monstervision host Professor Joe Bob Briggs in Immortal Combat on TNT.
Before we go any further, I really want to know who that stuntman was who did that barbed wire scene for you.
It was me. You know, for me, with these directors, Dan Nero directed this. Nice guy, but first-time director, you know, and it's like, Rod, hop over the barbed wire. And, Rod, jump in the river. And so they had me a Jeep, the Jeep that I was on. They said, we had to borrow the Jeep, don't hurt the Jeep. What about me?
It looked painful, Roddy.
It was right there.
We're back with Roddy Piper, ladies and gentlemen, and Sonny Chiba.
Yes.
Sitting in the samurai temple and cutting his own arm, you know? Pretty soon we're going to see some serious Japahino chopsaki. And that southern accent, you were making fun of my accent before. I know you were. That southern accent you just did in the movie when pretending to be Kim Morgan Green's husband for the third or fourth. Did you have a dialect expert coach you on that accent, Roddy?
No, I'll take the heat for that. That was horrible.
All right. Well, speaking of accents, we got a scene coming up where the writers gave Sonny Chiba all this dialogue again. He tells his daughter this whole flashback story, and his Japanese accent is so thick you can't understand a word he's saying. But, like you say, he's a good actor. He makes a great scene out of total incomprehensibility. We don't know what he says, and we don't need to know. So let's go. Roll it. When you went over that barbed wire fence, though, did you at least wear a cup?
No.
You're a wrestler. You always wear a cup, right? I always wear a cup on this show. I have a cup on right now. I wear a cup.
I drink straight from the bottle.
And a condom. I always wear a condom.
With your cup.
Back to Monstervision host Professor Joe Bob Briggs in Immortal Combat on TNT.
Kim Morgan Green. She is hot. Do you agree? How much did you learn about Kim in the water there?
34, 20. No, I learned that she's a very nice gal. Very nice gal, and has a wonderful way about her. It's very sensuous, loving.
Yeah. Did you get along?
Yeah, got along good with her.
Yeah, I'm not believing a word you're saying.
You're cornering me, man. I got 6 kids.
Your face gives away a lot.
I know. I can't lie. We're a dog, man. Yes, I got along. Kim, I got along fine with Kim. She's a really nice lady. We never had any confrontations whatsoever, and she's a fine actress. And
all right, we believed you that time.
Did you? Yeah.
Okay. I guess it must have been a nice break from all the fight sequences, to do those little romantic scenes. And it's a little odd to me that there's so many ninjas in the Caribbean. Normally you'd expect something a little more Latin in Mayan country than ninjas, like bandidos or Colombian drug dealers or something. Who are those guys? Why are there so many ninjas?
They're in search of sushi bars. And because they're ninjas, they could swim that far. Ninjas were, I don't know why the hell they're there.
Why was it? They were Sonny Chiba's friends.
Yeah, they were
weren't
Sonny Chiba's friends.
Okay.
And they came over, and he's got a whole school of ninjas, just ninjas all over the place. And
you love them, don't you? Why was this movie originally called Resort to Kill?
Because the Meg Foster resort that they had where they were giving the injections to these guys was a resort.
But it must have tested bad under Resort to Kill, so they changed it to Immortal Combat or something.
Well, I'd assume that, yeah. Resort
Okay.
to Kill wasn't going nowhere.
All right, let's go back to Immortal Combat. Roll the film. How many movies have you done, Roddy, with Mayan zombies, Japanese samurai warriors, ninjas, American cops, weird Caribbean natives that stare at the camera a lot and hand out necklaces, Chippendale dancer serial killer on jungle steroids, and Meg Foster the Ice Queen who says, "When I close my eyes, all men are the same."
Babe, I've done one where I fell in love with a toad. This was an uplift for me.
Oh,
Don't mention it.
Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Thank you very much.
We love that movie here.
Yeah, you just put the bag over your head.
I'm Joe Bob Briggs, and people do write to me, and some of them try real hard to get on TV. Let me tell you something that won't work. Hey, Joe Bob, you remind me of a castrated pigeon. Please read this on TV and say my name and the name of my cousin and tell me when it'll be on. Okay, here's something that will work. Dear Joe Bob, not since the novels of Leo Tolstoy has there been a genius able to speak to the whole world as you have since the arrival of Monstervision. Now, you see the difference? Castrated pigeon, Tolstoy. Don't forget this. Send those letters and cards to me in care of Monstervision, 1010 Techwood Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318, or email me at monstervision@turner.com. Maybe Tolstoy's a little far. William Butler Yeats, better example.
Don't miss Monstervision, hosted by Joe Bob Briggs, every Saturday night on TNT. Back to Monstervision host Professor Joe Bob Briggs and Immortal Combat on TNT.
So we have Meg Foster getting romantic with Kim Morgan Green and some scientist in a dungeon trying to explain what the heck's going on.
You
But
have such a
I don't
unique
understand
outlook.
it, you know? We got Roddy Piper here who plays the hero, John Keller, is
Yes.
your name in the movie, right?
Yes, John.
Are we missing scenes? Are there scenes missing? Are there scenes where we see him shoot up the dead studs with cortisone and bring them back to life?
No, you're not missing any scenes. There was a few things missing in the movie, but...
Well, I'm not sure who's a zombie and who's not.
That's a trick.
We got scenes coming up where Tiny Lister acts really strange.
Yeah,
But I
did
hadn't
you see
noticed.
they had to
I
inject
don't
him?
think he ever got killed or brought back to life.
No, but they chased him. They chased Tiny. Remember?
Oh, okay.
And so they
we're
got to
supposed
chase
to
him.
assume that they killed
Yeah.
him and
Well,
then
what
shot him
it
up
is,
with
you get
cortisone.
the adrenaline up as hard as you can get it up. This
I know that part.
Okay, you
I
know
understood
but then
that.
Pop, you know.
Okay,
B12.
but I didn't see him rise from the dead or anything.
You didn't. Well, you know, he's a night guy.
Okay, never mind that. All right, since it's phys ed night, let me ask you, what do you bench, by the way?
I don't know. I bench about 450.
450.
That's not that.
And how much do you weigh?
About 225 right now.
So you bench double your weight. Are you one of those all-protein?
I wrestle. Two goes into two. Yeah.
Are you one of these all-protein all the time guys? You know, where you can eat 5 bacon cheeseburgers for lunch as long as the ketchup doesn't have sugar in it?
No, I gotta watch my weight real close. Sushi. Eat lots of sushi.
You do not. You
I do. Am I lying again? I do eat sushi. I got that
Okay.
lying look on my face, man.
All right, coming up is one of my favorite scenes where Kim Morgan Green knocks a guy
wait a
out
second. Wait,
using her
pardon
tennis
me.
shoes.
Pardon me. You'd have to say that, didn't you? Trivia question. I can't give you the answer, but maybe you can figure it out. We're there, and the mosquitoes are terrible. So there's a doctor, and if he gives you a B12 shot, it keeps the mosquitoes away. So there's somebody in this movie, he ran around to give a B12 shot.
I know
to.
who he is.
Don't
Save it till the next break.
Okay.
Save it till the next break, because they're going to see that guy.
Well, I don't want them to know.
We're also going to see a scene where you can't understand anything Sonny Chiba's saying once again. And should I ask? Here's another thing, Roddy.
Go.
Why are there random shots of you guys driving your Jeep through a cornfield? What is that about?
Well, you know, it's between sets. Sonny wanted to drive the Jeep. This is
do
true.
I
No,
get to
this is
drive
true.
the Jeep?
Exactly.
Oh.
Do I get to drive Jeep? And he wanted, and on that turn, we almost lost it on that particular turn. Went into the cornfields, and then in the cornfields, the road ended, so the Jeep ended. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a simple explanation.
Produced, directed, and co-written by Daniel Nera, which you mentioned before, Dan Nera.
Dan Nera.
I can't find a single other movie credit for this guy.
Well,
Of course, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve a Lifetime Achievement Award for Immortal Combat alone.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
People say to me, Joe Bob, where can I download? I don't want to hear about that. Ask your mother about that. But if you want to find out about the Monstervision schedule or read some of the weirdest mail I've gotten since my ex-wife sent me a cherry bomb Valentine, or just ogle the Playmate of the Week, then write this down, tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. 24 hours a day, you can waste time there and download all you want.
Visit the Monstervision website at tnt.turner.com/Monstervision. Back to Monstervision host Professor Joe Bob Briggs in Immortal Combat on TNT.
Whoa, that Chippendale dancer guy. Where did they find that guy? Where'd they get him? Tell that B12 story.
There was one person in the cast.
We know who it is. It's a Chippendale dancer guy.
Well, they went to give these B12. I'm going to get in so much trouble, man. B12 shots because B12s keep mosquitoes away, and so they go in and give the B12 shot in the bum, and it's all silicone. And he's got silicone in the bum, and he got silicone in
the guy shoots his butt up with silicone.
Well, the doctor. Yeah.
The doctor shoots his butt up with silicone every day.
He's trying to go, no, and the doctor, he's like, oh, amigo, You know,
it's like implants. He's got implants.
Well, you know, like, I don't want to, I don't know, I wasn't there, you know, but a nice ass, you know.
Let's just talk about something else, okay?
Okay,
if I'm getting an implant, it's not going to be in my buns. I'm not getting any...
Where would you get an implant?
It was a figure of speech.
Sorry.
That was a great scene, though, where Kim Morgan Green disarms the shotgun-toting security guard by smacking him upside the head with her tennis shoes.
But it was an Air Jordan, you know. It was one of those real spiky ones.
What's your favorite movie of all the movies you've made?
I liked...
It's a tough question, Rod.
I think I like Jungle Ground.
Jungle Ground. I like that movie, too. What do you think is the worst movie you've ever made?
Well, we're watching one of them. The other would be probably Body Slammer, Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Hell Comes to Frogtown. I like Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Well, you know, there was a scene I was doing. I'm not going to take too much of your time, but there was a scene I was doing in Hell Comes to Frogtown, it's God's truth. Sitting there, and I'm doing the premiere, and my wife doesn't know anything about all the escapades, and could have cut the air with a knife. And so... what was I talking about? I'm punching your neck.
Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Yeah, but why was I telling you that?
I don't know, Rod.
Just keep going. I'll bring it up next break. I'll remember it.
Okay. You're doing movies, you're doing wrestling, you're doing pay-per-view events.
Video games.
And you got a family. How many kids do you have?
I got 6 kids.
You got 6 kids? You are the man. Even though you wear a kilt. And,
even though I wear a
kilt. You still wear that kilt?
Yeah.
You don't do that. That's from the past, right?
Well, I wear I'm going into battle, like going into the ring.
Let's get back to Immortal Combat, starring the only guy I know who wears
a kilt.
A kilt. I was going to call it
this way.
I was going to call it a skirt.
Yeah, but you knew
Roddy Piper. Roll it. I don't really get. Tell me this. Why do they still wear kilts, even in Scotland? We don't go around wearing pilgrim hats and knee socks and those giant buckles on our shoes and everything. We recognize that trend is over.
No, you know why they had kilt in the parade? Do you know why?
Why?
Because during battle, after battle was finished, they didn't have to carry, you see...
I understand in 1647.
Okay, yeah, but wait a second. You guys carry 25 pounds of stuff on your back. All they do is bring the kilt up, pin it, bring the plate over, and they're at 9-9.
I understand, but you don't need it at the mall.
Depends what you're going to the mall for.
Hi, I'm Reno, the Monstervision mail girl. And in case you don't know, Monstervision is also on the internet, and it's updated every week. To find us, go to tnt.turner.com/Monstervision, and you'll see our horrible lead stories of the week. In fact, you might even find out something about me. Pleasant dreams.
See Reno deliver the Monstervision fan mail to Joe Bob Briggs every Saturday night on TNT. Back to Monstervision host Professor Joe Bob Briggs in Immortal Combat on TNT.
There's always that scene where the bad guy has a gun pointed at the good guy, and the gun goes off, but it's really the other good guy killing the bad guy from behind. But you don't always see the scene done with a dart to the head, as they did in this movie. How do they do that special effect with the dart to the head?
They backwards. Yeah, in the head. Shoot the film backwards.
Oh, okay. I never thought of that. All right, before we
That's
watch...
why I wear a kilt. You know? Listen, when you have sex, what do you have to do?
It doesn't involve a kilt. It doesn't involve any costume.
Wait a second. When I have sex, all I got to go is like this.
Well,
there's a lot of intelligence to
I'm
a
not
Scotsman.
that quick, Roddy. we're not going to go there, okay?
Sorry, I'll stop right now.
You'll
I
regret
apologize.
it if we go there.
I apologize.
Before we watch Roddy Piper try to burn...
You see me in the shower.
Before we watch
Yes.
Roddy try to burn and/or decapitate the zombie ninjas in the stunning conclusion of tonight's movie, tell us what you're doing next. I wanted to mention that.
I'm shooting a trilogy right now.
For TNT?
For TNT, yes.
Hard
Keep It in the Family, Hard Times, and the second one is Premonition with a really good guy, Burt Reynolds. He's a...
And you're going to be in all three movies?
Yeah, the character's being developed through the first one. He was just kind of a lunkhead, and he comes around, and he's going to be Burt's partner. And they're really treating me nice. The one thing about it is in trying to establish an acting career, you're only as good as the people around you.
You're only as good as Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Thanks a lot there, Joe Bob Joe. You know, really. Yeah, I know what to do with frogs, baby.
TNT's going to make you famous, right?
Give me a frog, I'm a happy lad. You know, some Schlitz, malt liquor, and for the frog. You know, let me pet your bumps.
Rod.
All right,
Thanks
I'll shut up.
for coming by. We'll see you later.
Oh, let me stay.
September 7th,
Yes.
Charlotte Coliseum. I don't know where we'll see you next. Well, one of those places.
You
Salt
betcha.
Lake City.
Salt Lake City, yeah.
Wherever.
We only do
and
the
now
big
the
ones.
full-bore Kung Fu finale of Immortal Combat. Go. Appreciate you being here, Ryan.
My pleasure.
But in the future, stay away from the kilt. Yeah, we've seen that, all right?
Six
One
kids,
thing when you
I
wear
have
those
to.
spandex leotards in the ring, you know, wrestlers wear those. You're going to end up dodging gay guys if you keep this up.
6 kids, I'm way over the hill there.
Back to Monstervision host Professor Joe Bob Briggs in Immortal Combat on TNT.
Well, that kind of ticks me off. You don't really get to see Meg Foster die at the end of the movie. Because you know that guy in the fire suit, the signature killer, guy who gets set on fire by Roddy Piper? Well, that guy runs over and he gives Meg Foster a hug while he's on fire, and they die together. She's incinerated by her own creation. But I guess the hug was just a little too much for the TNT censors. Dang, you know. At least they left it in that killer red dress that Kim Morgan Green wears in that final scene. Yowza. Whoa, Kim Morgan Green. Girlfriend of the director, Dan Nera. How do I know that? I wonder how I found that out. I want to thank Roddy Piper for being here tonight. And once again, next week is Sex Ed Night here at Joe Bob Summer School with Poison Ivy 1 and Poison Ivy 2 and Sexpert Nancy Friday. Bring a number 2 pencil and a tray of ice cubes. That's it for me, Joe Bob Briggs, reminding you that all things being equal, fat people use more soap. Did you hear the one about the butcher who notices there's a dog in his butcher shop? And so he goes over to shoo the dog away, and he sees that the dog has a note in his mouth. And he looks at the note, and the note says, "Can I have 12 sausages and a leg of lamb, please?" And the dog also has some money in his mouth. So the butcher takes the money, and he puts the sausages and the lamb in a bag, and he puts it in the dog's mouth. Well, it's closing time, so the butcher decides he wants to see what the dog's going to do, so he decides to follow the dog. Oh, off the dog goes. He's walking down the street. Dog comes to an intersection with a crosswalk. Dog jumps up, presses the button to cross the street, and he waits, bag still in his mouth, for the light to turn green. The butcher follows him across the crosswalk to a